Plant down, plant down, plant down. What the hell? Oh, wow. I hope y'all saw this. Oh my goodness. Are you overwhelmed because you have way too many plants in your house, but you're not gonna stop collecting, but you have to figure out how to balance watering all these plants that you have? Well, I got news for you. I'm like that too. I have way too many plants and they all need watering. So come with me as I try to figure out how to balance my time with my house plants as well as my outdoor plants while I'm watering. What's going on, my plant people? I am the ADHD gardener, where I use garden, houseplants, and humor as a form of therapy, and I am overwhelmed. Why am I overwhelmed? Is because I have a garden outdoors that really needs my attention. So I've been noticing that my houseplants have been suffering. We have to organize our time and time management, and I suck at time management. So I'm going to show you what kind of plants I have, how am I watering them, and how in the world am I going to find balance in between my outdoor vegetable garden and my houseplants. I'm just letting y'all know that the lighting in this video may be a little weird because I have plants everywhere and they all require different kinds of light. I am in my bedroom right now, and this is a south-facing room. This gets a lot of sunlight, so I may have sunlight beaming right here in my face. So just letting y'all know. I like to have a lot of plants that can tolerate dry soil. I'm telling you, I'm not good on remembering when to water my plants. This is where mindfulness comes into play because I really have to be aware of my surroundings. So as I go around my plants, I'm going to show you what to look for, signs and symptoms of possible stress and dried out plants. Now, I push the limit when it comes to watering because I like to try to keep dry plants. However, I'm a tropical gal, so I have a lot of tropical plants that require a lot of humidity and moisture. So this is where my balancing comes into play because I gotta remember what plant needs what kind of conditions. Is this a satin pothos or a silver pothos? Let me know down in the comments below. I kind of forget. But this one has no drainage, so I have to be careful as to how much I water in this. Now on the bottom of this, I have rocks and a little bit of charcoal to separate and make sure that the roots don't get root rot. So I have to be very careful. So this tends to be on the dry side because I don't want to overwater because the water has nowhere to go. This is the amaryllis plant, okay? This is what you see from like Christmas time. Either way, the pot is small. Look, sign of death, sign of death. When your plant is really dry, it tends to shrivel up leaves and then drop. So, oh, shit! Did y'all see that? Oh, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. I shouldn't have touched the plant. I always keep scissors handy because I'm always clipping leaves in case I have to cut leaves. It's always something happening. That one that I did not have to cut because it was a piece of crap and it fell. Okay, do you see this? Look at the color. This is ridiculously dry. You can tell when a plant is dry, first of all, by weight. This is stupid light. Holy crap, that is light. Notice that this soil is super light colored. This is a light colored brown. Now, if you've seen my butt chugging video on how to water plants, on how to water seedlings, you'll know when your plant is well saturated because the soil color changes from a light brown to dark brown. When you've gone too long of a time drying it, you'll notice that the pot and the dirt starts to separate. That is because the soil is starting to become hydrophobic. It's when it gets really, really dry to the point where the water will just run off and it won't even get soaked up in the dirt. So this is pretty bad. Like, I really got to water this. You can definitely tell when it's time to water by sticking your finger in the dirt. I know that sounds really weird, but it's true. You can definitely tell just by the texture. Look at this. This is ridiculously dry. Ridiculously dry. This definitely needs water. Now you can tell normally you stick your finger inside of the dirt. At least two knuckles worth, okay? That's what I do because the first inch of soil is definitely not a good way to tell because it'll always start drying up from the top. You really got to get down in there, in the plant, and feel around. And of course, this shit is dry. Wow, that's dry. Luckily, monsteras can handle being dry. Now, I don't know if other people, see, look at that. Even my monstera is dusty. And you'll tell, like this tray that I have, every single plant of mine has a tray or a container underneath it to capture all the water. Oop, except for that one, I gotta bring it up. I do have one though. All the water I put in here, chances are is gonna run right into the bottom. It's going to run right fast because the dirt is so dry. and it probably has become hydrophobic, which means it is not filling and is not absorbing the water. So it is going to take me a few tries of dumping this tray water out and putting it right back in to make sure that this soil is saturated. Because if you just dump that one little bit of water and you think it's water, it is not. Because if you look around, dry. So you're gonna have to do this a few more times. And this is what I get for not watering it in time. The only reason why you'd have to do this multiple times with the watering is because your plants are ridiculously dry. Normally you just water with no problems, but when it's super dry, you really have to like make an effort into watering. Notice the arrowhead has been separating from here. That is because it is shit dry. Again, look, dry. When your plant is super dry and it needs water, it will start dropping leaves. And this is a telltale sign that your plants are dry. Now, pothos are quite resilient. They really are resilient. They can tolerate a drought. But even them, they get dry. And look, and this I just watered, but it needs more water because it is not enough, because it just looks like it's watered on top, but if you stick your finger deep in there, it could definitely use more. It's quite still flaky. So, needs more watering. This leaf is still good. It's just I sunburnt it. Dusty Monstera. This is another plant that doesn't mind being dry. Now, I know they say that Monsteras really like to be moist, and I'm sure they probably do. But for me and my household, it is doing quite well being dry, but I really do gotta water it because this is getting ridiculous. This is dry. This is a desert plant. The yucca plant loves to be dry. However, maybe this was too dry. Maybe this is too dry, but I also think it's going through a growth spurt being that we are in spring. So what I'm gonna do is just chop off all the dead leaves that I have all over the place. Oh my gosh. What the F, Ma? You let me dry over here. Okay, oh, my ZZ plant, they like it dry, so that one's doing pretty good. Oh, and we have a death. We have a death. The croton, it couldn't make it. Oh, snap. We've been together for a long time, but you didn't make it. Survival of the fittest. My fire stick plant is not separating from the pot. It's because it's not completely like bone dry. I know that this is in need of water soon, like very soon, like today, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. Wow, you were dry. Oh, you were dry too. Wow, you were all dry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, plants. My bad. My bad. I'm trying to balance myself. I really am. This ain't easy. Crap! 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 Oh, shit. Ugh! Plant down! Plant down! Plant down! What the hell? Oh, wow. I hope y'all saw this. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all saw this. Oh, sugar. Super fast, and it overflooded the tray. This is a bad sign because this is telling you that your plants are damn dry. This is bad. This is totally bad. Look, leaf death. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say leaf death? I sure did. Look at that. Oh, my plant. My plant. Now I got water everywhere. Everywhere. Oh! Now, mind you, again, you don't have to worry about doing this if you actually watered your plants the right way and not wait till it gets stupid dry. Look, right through. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna take forever to water this, man. Oh, gosh, what happened now? More leaking. Jeez. Yo, I go through this so many times. This is why we gotta keep track of our stuff. Man, this is why we gotta keep track of our plants, because now I'm basically doing double work messing with water when I didn't have to in the first place. Now these little ones I tend to leave right on another plant so it can get from one plant to the next, the drippings. Okay, now I'm downstairs. I'm in my dining room that I basically converted into a giant greenhouse. Anything plant related when it comes to repotting, transplanting, messing with seeds or soil happens in this room. The seed and my seed station right back there, that requires separate watering, but I've already covered that in the butt chugging video. I turned off that light because it's purple. There's already a purple hue here, so pardon me for the lights, but I'm just showing you what I go through all the time. Now I have my greenhouse. The greenhouse in itself still takes a lot of time because I have so many plants indoors. Knowing this, that I have that many plants, this is where mindfulness really comes in. If you have a lot of plants to juggle, you really have to at least set one day just to go through your plants for watering. Now, a lot of your plants are going to require more, a lot of your plants are going to require less. It depends on the plant, but at least designate one day just to go around and observe your plants. Mindfulness is key when it comes to watering. If you have problems with memory, time management, and basically anything in between. As you've seen upstairs, that one day a week is not enough. Not enough. So I know that I'm gonna have to go through this twice a week minimum. Now it all depends on what kind of plants, what are the temperature requirements, and what is your light conditions. Being that I give them optimal conditions, I give them all the light that they need, they're gonna need a lot more water. See, look at that. Even this is dry. Look at that. Time to water. Everything's drooping because it is dry. This is what I call my pleasure house, my greenhouse. Any plants that are in my greenhouse are my delicates. These are my favorites, and they require a lot more monitoring and a lot more watering. These are my elephant ears, and they are so small, but they keep coming back. They die, they keep coming back because I be forgetting to water this. Some of them do really well. Like this is my peperomia, and it's doing fantastic. I noticed that this fiddle leaf is not doing the best. However, the large fiddle leaf is doing fantastic. I have my humidifier to keep the humidity going because I've also noticed that this fern is ridiculously complicated and hard to keep alive. This is a high humidity loving plant. I want to say this is the maidenhair or Boston fern. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. But yo, hard to keep alive if you do not have a humidifier or a humid environment. Wow. I even got rocks on the bottom to keep humidity. Notice that the leaf change color is all due to humidity problems. So that is why I have a humidifier. Even my Hindu rope gets dry too. So I have to water it. Remember, we look in the ground. We look in the soil. This feels kind of damp. This is just the top layer that's dry, so I'm gonna give this a few more days. Yo, all right. This I need to propagate soon, so this is gonna be in another video, okay? This is way overdue for separating and propagating. Now these guys right here, these are dry. These are really dry. These are my string of hearts. These, if it's this small, like these little containers, I butt chug them. I water from the bottom. I've noticed when I water the string of hearts or I water the string of pearls or bananas that these do really well with butt chugging. This pot right here, the soil is not pulling away from the planter. So it's dry, but it's not, oh my God, I've left it and neglected it dry. Let's do a recap of what we found out, okay? So when it comes to dry plants, how to tell when your plants are ridiculously dry. One is through death, leaf death. You're gonna get a lot of leaf death. We went over two things. One was the color of the soil, and two was the texture of the soil. And you have to dig in deep, 2 knuckles worth inside of the soil to really test. You can't go by the top layer because the top layer dries out first. The next one is scheduling a day. Everybody needs at least 1 day minimum to go over all the plants that you have in your house. You're just gonna have to make the time. Some things are gonna have to be removed, shifted, and adjusted. Yeah, some plants will die. That's just how it goes. You know, we're all not perfect. Some plants are gonna die. But if we can prevent that as much as we can, then we're gonna have to do it. You're also gonna need to worry about time management, okay? A lot of your plants may need more than 1 watering a week. Some plants may need 2 waterings a week, 3 waterings a week. It depends on the plant. So you really have to go over what plants need more water than the other ones. Some plants can withstand a week, 2 weeks without watering. Some plants really need more time to water. But guess what? That plant may need a lot more water than you thought. It's through trial and error. So you got to pay attention to your plants. This is where mindfulness kicks in. I can't get away from mindfulness. That damn mindfulness, you know? So I don't want to be mindful all the time. If I want to progress in my plant care and care for myself, I really do kind of need to do all this stuff. Another thing we learned is if you wait too long to water your plants, your soil becomes hydrophobic, which means it does not absorb the water that it needs to. A lot of these things revolve around that damn time management. And we all know it's hard. I know it's hard. It's definitely harder for me now, being that I'm trying to juggle indoor plants and outdoor plants. My poor boyfriend, he has to be surrounded by plants, but you know what? Sorry, not sorry. He's surrounded by plants and he knows he loves it. What are we learning about ourselves? 2 things. Time management and scheduling. ADHDers are not the best at scheduling and time management. Can I get a witness? You know damn well if you're ADHD, you suck at time management and you suck at scheduling. I'm calling you out. On that note, I want to thank you guys for chilling with me and my tons of plants. I know you only saw a little bit of it, but this is what I have to do to water it, and these are the watering problems that you'll encounter when your plants are too damn dry. If we want to keep something alive, we have to be mindful and aware that needs our attention, and that's just something that we're going to have to work on. And this is how plants could be therapeutic also while you're just doing some simple watering. You may think it's just about watering, but you're also learning a lot about yourself in the process. As usual, I want to thank you guys for chilling with me. And if you found this video informative or anything like that, maybe you like it, maybe you resonate with it, then don't forget to smash that like button. I really appreciate it. It super helps me out. And also, if you want to see more content like this on gardening, houseplants, and humor as a form of therapy, then consider subscribing. I drop a video every week and then some in between. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on there all the time. Facebook, I'm on there daily, practically. You can see the ins and outs of my life, and I do a lot of side projects, so you can keep up with it over there. Okay, guys, until next time and until the next episode, peace and love.